Today, things are getting a little crazy because we know we have this big Fed meeting tomorrow, and we're expecting a rate cut, something we haven't seen in over a year when they did this surprise rate cut before the election last year. Not that that's a partisan office, it's totally independent of the democratic process. But now we've got the first rate cut with Trump in power. We've got like a 90-some% chance of a quarter percentage point cut, and a tiny percentage for a half a percentage point cut, which very well could happen. And a lot of people are actually predicting that that's what the Fed needs to do, because we've had some really, really shocking numbers recently as far as employment data. And 25 maybe isn't enough. Let's see. This is extremely political right now because of all the pressure that Trump's putting on. He's not letting up pressure. Today, he called him too late again. And of course, we now know that a Trump appointee who's actually in the White House, who's taking a leave of absence, has now been confirmed as a Fed governor and will vote at that meeting tomorrow. So big surprise what he's going to vote for, probably a 50 basis point cut. I guess the opposite of that is that Lisa Cook, which is the Fed governor they're trying to oust right now, is allowed to keep working there through a court injunction. And so she's going to be there. Now, is she going to get political and try to go the anti-Trump way? I don't know. Is she going to be a professional and do her job? I would guess the latter. These are professional people at the end of the day. But regardless, we're expecting a cut. More importantly, we're expecting a preview of future cuts. And this is where the Fed's actually going to tell us what they plan to do later in the year and early next year. And again, that stance and that guidance is more important than the actual cut tomorrow. Now, we're seeing a little bit of a late night rally here, which is pretty interesting in crypto. Bitcoin crossed back up to 116,000. It's actually threatening 117,000 right now, which is pretty interesting. If I go over to CoinMarketCap, you can see that Bitcoin's just suddenly popped up 1.5% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum's not far behind it. And again, a lot of these altcoins are starting to pick up, but nothing crazy. You can see everything is up a few percentage points. Of course, the altcoin season index, you can see it up here at 71 out of 100. It is definitely altcoin season or getting close to it, but we really need to see that in the 80s, 85s before we start seeing these crazy altcoin gains. But it's something we're looking at very carefully. Of course, the market cap of all crypto is above 4 trillion. We like to see that. And fear and greed index is still very low at 50. This is not an overbought market. And that's what's really exciting, because this has a lot higher it can go and everything can still go up. Now, a lot of people are still predicting $200,000 Bitcoin before year end. Our good friend Tom Lee, who now has an Ethereum treasury company called Bitmine, just called out 200,000 Bitcoin before the year end and said that Bitcoin and Ethereum will scream in the fourth quarter. Those are big moves, folks. And all signs are posting to that. Also, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ are hitting all-time highs, but people are saying they're going to go even higher. And a lot of times when they hit these all-time highs, they end up going higher. Some people are saying another 15% higher over the next 12 months. By the way, stocks have outperformed crypto, which isn't always normal. Gold has outperformed crypto, and a lot of people are saying there will be a catch-up move soon here, that crypto is going to catch up to the NASDAQ and catch up to gold, and quite frankly, nothing would make us happier behind the scenes. So, folks, I want to share with you some stuff that's hot off the presses about Trump's takeover of the Fed. I'm also going to show you how we're making a lot of money behind the scenes investing in our investment club. And of course, we got a few people here like Darren here on the call that's a member, and great to have you here. And we're excited to show you what's going on. So let me jump into this presentation here and talk about what's going on. This is hot off the presses. Raise your hand if you see these two good looking guys that love making money in crypto. Yes, that's us. What can we say? Might as well be proud of it at this point. But the big headline is that Trump issues this huge Fed forecast as this takeover terror threatens Bitcoin and crypto price chaos. Everyone is worried that Trump is literally taking over the Federal Reserve, and we're going to look into this closely to see if that's what he's actually doing or not. Folks, before we get started, just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only. It's not intended to be investment advice. If you're looking for that, please go find a professional. I also want to give you this free gift, which is Module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. And you can actually download this. If you go to LearnReal.tv/download, you can get this 19-page PDF document, and you can learn how startups raise money on the blockchain. It's really impressive. It's an incredibly, incredibly powerful document. So please go read that and learn that after the call. Folks, I also want to give you a free video, and that's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto presale tokens in 3 easy steps. and it's going to go ahead and teach you what is a crypto token presale and how you can make a lot of money with that in the background. So I'm excited to give that to you. I'll give you a link to that video at the end of this presentation. Folks, this is how we're making a lot of money behind the scenes. I'm talking millions, tens of millions of dollars. And by the end of the year, I believe it will be hundreds of millions of dollars. It's called pre-sale tokens. It's a practice of secretly buying tokens from a CEO before they're ever offered to the public. Then when they get listed on an exchange, it's a lot like an IPO. A lot of you are familiar with that. Now, millions of people can buy these tokens, and very often they go up in price. And that is how we are consistently making money behind the scenes. How many people have heard of this crypto? It's called Solana. Darren, you're probably familiar with that. Mr. Shuffler, you as well, and Paul and Francis. Well, a lot of people know Solana. It's actually now up to about 240 bucks a coin. And of course, it's the 5th largest crypto out there, but very few people know that you could have bought this as a pre-sale token for only 4 pennies each. Yeah, you heard me right. You're like, Brian, that can't be right. It's at 240 bucks right now. There's no way you could have bought that at 4 pennies, but you could have. And if you had spent only $1,000, Darren, on this pre-sale token, that one trade would be worth over $5 million, even closer to $6 million right now. That is a lot of money, folks. It's called asymmetric rewards. I've never seen it in anything I've ever traded, from stocks and bonds and commodities that I traded on Wall Street, but it happens in crypto, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Folks, this is a deal that we did recently. This is actually a snapshot of the term sheet that I signed. As you can see in that blue circle there, that's the amount we invested, which is $200,000. That's our typical investment size. You can see in that red circle the price per token. That's 1.25 pennies per token. So we actually bought these for pennies on the dollar, even cheaper than your Solana token. And what happens? Well, in about 4 hours, we made $4 million. Let me repeat that. In about 4 hours, we made $4 million because that token was up 20x on the launch. Now, of course, I sat down with the CEO of that company called Skillful AI. His name is Zoltan. And of course, when you get an investment from London Real, you get an episode of London Real. And I'll talk about why that's so special in the next couple of slides. And that's one of the reasons we get these incredible deals. After the episode, he said, Brian, this is going to 100x. You're soon going to be worth $20 million on this deal alone. I said, great. And next, he said, Brian, I want to join your investment club. Now, of course, I was shocked because he was literally one of the companies we invested in. And he said, I see what you're doing with your London Real Ventures. I see you're getting the best deals on the planet for the cheapest prices, and you're getting tokens even faster than I can get them. And I said, wow, I never thought one of our founders would want to join. And of course, I told them what I tell everybody when they want to join. I said, book a call with Martini. And guess what? No matter how many pictures you got of me at London Real Studios, she's not giving you discounts. She doesn't even, they didn't teach her that word when she was in school. And so be ready to pay full price. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, he joined us. And now you can see Zoltan on our bi-weekly calls. That's 2 calls every single week where we interview CEOs for the next hottest deal. Folks, this is another investment we made that was up 20x in 20 days and made our members a $5 million profit. It's called Shrapnel. It's a game actually on the blockchain, a game like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty. And we're really excited about this, and another one of our great wins. Folks, this is the Mochaverse. This one was up 20x. That's quite an improvement. That means if you put 10,000 in this deal, it's worth $200,000 in one deal. Of course, this is Yatsu, the chairman of Animoca Brands. I'm going to see him in Singapore in about 2 weeks. And the Mochaverse is the digital ID system of Animoca Brands. That's a massive gaming conglomerate. They actually own 570 different video games, and they're going to be pushing things to the next level. Folks, this is one of our big wins. It's called Story Protocol. This is up 32x since we bought it, and everybody in my group is winning. We have 3 members that put $50,000 into this deal. Each one of those people is now worth $1.6 million through this one deal alone, okay? That's a lot of money, all right? And it just goes to show you the power of investing in the hottest deals on the planet when you do it as a pre-sale token. And this protocol is really set to rise, and we think it's going to go up and up and up over the next 90 days as well. And again, this was one of the first times we invested with a big VC company called Andreessen Horowitz, or A16Z. They are probably the leader when it comes to tech and crypto investments in the world, and it's maybe no surprise that it's done so well. Folks, this was our first meme coin called Story Protocol. It was up 14x. And one of our members, Christina, put $30,000 in this and woke up to a $420,000 profit. Folks, this is real money that can change your life forever. And of course, this is the $1 billion fund we invested in called 1RT. We actually put $1 million into this, and this thing is already up 4x. And that is a lot, considering it was an equity-only conservative investment vehicle, not looking to really pay out in about 10 years, but now it's paying out now. And it's because of this genius here on screen, not just me, but the guy next to me, that's Dan Tapiero. He really is one of the greatest traders I've ever met, and I've met them all. Here he is on the bottom right at the New York Stock Exchange for the IPO of one of his companies called Circle, which is probably the most preeminent stablecoin in the crypto space. And we're just so excited to be partnered with Dan. He's actually going to be on a live call with us on October 9th to talk about how to get into his next fund called 50T. And we'll be sending out an email on that. So get on our list if you want to join. Folks, now I want to show you some of our latest deals. And what you're going to see here is an amazing format that we use every single week to interview CEOs and find out if we want to invest in them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play for you a video that's a little bit of a clip from what happens on Monday and Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. UK time. And you're welcome to come to these calls. Just send Martini a direct message right now. And what happens is the CEOs pitch, the community looks at it, they give us their comments, and then we all vote together whether we want to invest. And this is a deal we're closing out right now called Synergetics. It's an MIT Sloan professor with a patent on agent-to-agent technology for AI. This is Synergetics.
I think it's really incredible.
Great presentation. The guy definitely knew what he was talking about.
This is their multi-billion-dollar unicorn legacy play.
I have a track record of actually delivering on startups. That's just me. This is me in the Agentic AI working group at MIT. We got written up in Forbes and MSN organically. And then we've also highlighted by NVIDIA at the Microsoft conference. And we have partnerships with Google, Plug and Play, Guidewire, and so on. So we are sort of like the creme de la creme of the people on this decentralized AI. We are a company that's powering the agent economy, avatars, chatbots, voice agents, and embedded systems. So the market for this is roughly $70 billion, and we believe that we can take a market share of about $7 billion out of this. We have actually deployed agents in the field. We are currently generating revenues. This year we plan to crack low 7 digits.
Show me some thumbs here, please, everybody on the call. So Camille likes it, Christopher Molson likes it, Petia likes it, Daniel Walker likes it. We got Jacqueline Capstiff with 2 thumbs up, 2 up from Paul, 2 up from Henry Shiner.
I think this can be a real success. I do see the differentiators with the many other agentic plays we've seen.
He really knows his stuff, his experience. I think it's really incredible.
I'm actually working for a financial institution, and we're currently implementing a lot of the AI agents that he's talking about.
You don't teach at MIT Sloan unless you're somebody that's up there. And he's had successful exits for large amounts of money.
We're investing in an expert in his field, and he is at the top of his level.
All right, we like that. We love this deal. I really like this deal. And can't wait to get the CEO in our studio to go deep on what they're up to. The next deal is basically Shark Tank for crypto. And if you watch that show in the States, that's a little played out right now, in my opinion, you realize that we need a new version. And that new version is going to be on crypto. This is called Crypto Nights. They actually have a season on Amazon, I think, with 30 million views. And this is a way to really promote the latest, hottest crypto companies via media. And it's our chance to get in on all the companies that are going to present on that program. It's called Crypto Nights. It's super exciting. And here it is.
It looks like a very good project.
Production value is really high.
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a lot of opportunity here.
Crypto Nights is not just a TV show, it is a complete ecosystem. Some people call it the Shark Tank for crypto. Projects from across the globe come and pitch to a very elite set of investors. We're an Emmy Award nominated production team. I've been in the entertainment business for about 20 years. We started generating revenue even before we started filming season 1. We generated $4.9 million worth of token revenue. In season 2, we are anticipating $6 million. Plus, our goal is really to make this a global brand, and we want to lead the space with Crypto Nights.
VC funding for crypto projects is not as robust as it was last year. Is that a challenge for you right now?
From our point of view, that's not a big challenge. Projects need us more now than ever before because we give them access to that capital. Folks like Blue Whale, I think they raised like over $1 million in that one session. So that's where we make that massive difference.
So if I own some Knight tokens, I'm owning a small piece of every company that's coming on your program in the future.
That's true, every single company. By simply buying the Kryptonite token, you could end up owning 100 different tokens.
2 thumbs up if you like this play. Arno's up, Jose 2 up, Christopher is in, Tracy's in, Federica's in, Oliver's in, Trevor's in, Camille's in, KN's in. Dr. Encore, your thoughts?
They've got the media distribution to actually help these projects do well and get the word out.
It has an excellent format. Seems to be very experienced in the media. He understands the crypto market, the crypto environment.
So this is an unusual project. It really is diversifying our portfolio. They already have a proven track record of being profitable in season 1.
I love the idea that it's not only investing in the production company, but also potential to invest in the other projects. I'm really excited about this one.
All right, pretty cool, right? We got our own media company there. We're excited for this. We're going to close that one down as well. Folks, that's what we do. Definitely come one of our calls. It's Monday and Thursday. Just send Martini a message and you can join us for one of those. Folks, a lot of people are asking us, how does London Real pick so many winners? And it's a great question because we are consistently making money in this space. And we thought about this long and hard and realized that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The truth is, this ain't our first rodeo. We've been doing this for almost 4.5 years in the trenches, investing in deals, showing up twice a week, every week. And we now have really a pipeline. We've got a reputation and we really have an incredible amount of deal flow. And that's how we're able to make so much money and print so many winners. A lot of you have probably felt like Drake on the top here. You try to invest in crypto on your own and you've had failure. And that's the way a lot of people come into crypto. They come in, they don't know what tokens to buy. They go on Twitter or X and they pick the latest crypto influencer with a fake name and a fake picture, and they end up buying their fake token and it goes down. And they think, you know what, this is just a bunch of nonsense, and they never come back. But folks, there's a better way. If this has happened to you in the past, trust me, we've actually got a way that we have proven our members have found to be a consistent way of making money, and that's investing with myself and London Real over the next 10 or 20 years. And it's called the Investment Club. This is the greatest product we've ever created in our 14-year history, and we are making people millions, tens of millions, and soon hundreds of millions of dollars behind the scenes. If you've ever stressed about money, if you've ever lived paycheck to paycheck, if you've ever wondered how you can get your head above water when it comes to your finances, this is the product for you. We have solved those problems. And this is a way for you to unplug from the matrix, to stop trusting your bankers, to stop assuming your government is going to take care of you, and to stop waiting for your corporation to give you a pension that's going to take care of you in your old age. We all know that saving your money is the stupidest thing you can do, and yet most people don't know how to get out of that matrix. We're going to show you how. It's called investing in digital assets. We've already done this for 150 people, and we can do this for you too. If this sounds even remotely interesting to you, book a call with Martini right now. Go to one of these links, book a call with her. She's spoken with thousands of people, and we can find out if this is the right opportunity for you. There's links right now in the Zoom call as well. Don't wait, just do it. Folks, we also have a 4-week Crypto and DeFi Academy. Our next class is starting very soon. All right. I teach this personally, and we've now discounted it by 60%. It's 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's invitation only. And it has 8 hours of live calls with me. You get access to our online e-learning platform. You got my triple tiered accountability system. So you have to do the work. There's no not showing up. There's no procrastination. We got dedicated coaches, team leaders, and community managers. And we've got a private group for posting assignments. It really is an incredible program. I've graduated thousands of people over the past 4 years. Module 1 is the history of crypto. You're going to read the Bitcoin white paper, learn about the creation of Ethereum, stablecoins, DeFi summer of 2020, and beyond. Module 2, we get into the trenches. You're going to set up your hot wallet, your cold wallet. You're going to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, set up your centralized exchanges, and do your first decentralized finance trade. In week 2, we don't play around. In week 3, we go deeper into DeFi. You're going to get yield on your crypto. You're going to do liquidity pools, and you're going to buy an option on crypto. And week 4, we're going to show you how to multiply your money by managing risk and growing your portfolio. This is an incredible course. Trust me, this is a perfect time to do this and we've now discounted it by 60% to only $9.99. It's a steal. And you're pre-approved to buy on this call. Go to londonreal.tv/buy. Don't overthink it. Pull out the plastic and join us. I promise you, that'll be the best decision you make this year. I also want to give you a free gift, which is my 8-step trading checklist. You'll also get this in the course. If you follow this before you make any trade in crypto, you're going to save tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Folks, this is the big news on Forbes. Trump issues his big Fed prediction as takeover fears threaten Bitcoin and crypto price chaos. Now, you all know that we got a big Fed meeting coming up, and everyone's waiting about what's going to be said and what's going to be done. And of course, the big bad man is Powell, right? Everyone calls him too late because he hasn't been cutting and he's let this economy almost go into a recession. And so now you've got the White House putting one member in there, maybe soon 2 members if Lisa Cook goes, and soon he's going to replace this guy in Maine with someone that's most likely going to cut rates. Is this a takeover of the Fed? Some say the Fed isn't independent right now. It actually votes along party lines, which is why it tried to get a Democrat elected with a rate cut last year. I don't know about all that, but I do know change is coming, and that's going to be good for crypto. We also have heard Elon Musk saying we're toast, right? And he issued this $37 trillion warning as this Fed Bitcoin price boom is predicted by him. What's he talking about? Well, he is saying that fiat currency is hopeless. Your dollars and your euros and your pounds and your yen. I mean, who are we kidding? They're all going to zero. And sooner or later, you're going to have to invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a lot of these blockchain assets. My question to you is, what are you waiting for? And of course, we also know that the Trump family is investing heavily in Bitcoin. Eric Trump was on the NASDAQ yesterday for his American Bitcoin mining company. And of course, we also know that World Liberty Financial, which is the Trump DeFi company, has now created a treasury company called Alt 5 Sigma and put $1.5 billion into the market. It's exciting times, folks. And if the president is doing it, you should do it too. Of course, now we've heard that Bitcoin can hit $150,000 in the next few weeks, which is easily possible. And Ethereum could hit $10,000, which would be a massive move. And of course, Standard Chartered Bank has now called Bitcoin to hit $500,000. That could also happen this cycle. Crazier things have happened. And again, I ask you, how are you invested and how are you involved? Folks, we know that a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake is headed straight for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. My question to you is, are you positioned accordingly? Now, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London on a pro-crypto, pro-freedom of speech message. I wanted all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted the budget of London to be on the blockchain. And I also wanted to create the London coin. I was going to put 100 pounds of crypto into the wallet of every man, woman, and child. Of course, they weren't ready for me in London. So I've decided just to make all of my London Real family filthy rich instead, including Frank that just came on the call. Nice to see you, Frank. Folks, this is my studio in Dubai, where I am there about 5 months of the year because this is still the center of crypto. Here I am sitting down with my good friend, Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, runs the Dubai Blockchain Center, runs the AI Center. He's 1 degree of separation from all the big boys and girls in crypto. This is Uni Wong. She's a massive influencer. 1 tweet from her can move markets. This is Carl Moon. Now, Carl was working as a grocery store clerk in Sweden a few years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. Billionaire, okay? He's a good friend of mine, a really fascinating guy. And it just goes to show you that your excuses are nonsense. And I hear from people all the time that have better jobs than Carl had, better education than Carl had, more money than Carl had, and yet they can't even take 1 step towards their fortune in crypto. Well, Carl did it, and he proved that it's possible. This is my friend Chris MM Crypto. He was driving a taxi in Germany a few years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. So please save your excuses that you don't have the time and you don't have the money and you're super busy right now, because these young men changed their futures because they had had enough with the fiat system. Folks, right now we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter. I tell you that because that means we know exactly what we're talking about. We see the best deal flow in the world. We invest in the hottest deals out there, and we're going to show you how we can consistently make money. And it's all because of this. This is London Real Ventures, the world's first media-powered investment firm. No one's ever created this in history. And this is the vehicle that allows me to give you the opportunity to make millions of dollars. And it's what happens when you take a 14-year-old media company with 1 billion views and 5 million subscribers, and you combine it with a venture capital company with $25 million in capital. You put these two together, and magic happens. And magic looks like this, which is our portfolio. What you see here is the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3 investments, each one of these protocols with the potential to become the next $5 billion, $10 billion protocol. Some of these have already gotten to those levels. And my goal is to make every member of my investment club filthy rich. And we're going to do it with these investments. Folks, we've just hit a major milestone. We've now invested over $22 million into over 100 different blockchain and AI deals. This is incredible. We're now bigger than most funds in the crypto space. And we started as, a broadcaster, and now we're much, much more. And one of the reasons we win is we co-invest with the biggest names on the planet. Names you probably heard of, like Coinbase Ventures, Andreessen Horowitz, ARK Invest, Galaxy Digital, even Warner Brothers Music. And of course, recently I accepted the award as the best venture capital KOL of the year. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader. And it was a real honor to be really recognized by our peers as being the best at what we do. Now, a lot of you know, recently in Dubai, I accepted the Lifetime Achievement Award for the Global Family Office Summit for our prowess in investing and creating media assets that add back to the ecosystem. And of course, you know that in crypto, everyone knows who we are, and we never back down from a challenge, which is why I decided to lace up my gloves and jump into the ring when this young punk kid started talking a bunch of nonsense, and these kids these days, they got to know that they need to respect the OGs. And I'll be doing the same October 1st in Singapore. Get your tickets now. Folks, we think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. How many people like to live their life that way? Anybody here? Well, folks, we're looking for people that want to walk into battle with us and change the future and create one that suits us. And that's what we're doing right now. And of course, one of the ways we do that is through our mission statement, which is right here on our wall at London Real World headquarters. We're on a mission to really go ahead and create a mass scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. And this is the why. This is why we wake up in the morning. And this is one of the reasons we continue to be super successful and attract amazing deal flow. But of course, for me, it's not just business, it's personal, because I got these two boys to take care of in a really crazy, chaotic world. Let's be honest, folks, we got AI taking over our jobs soon. We got our governments printing more money than they can handle. We got our banks trying to censor our transactions. And I got two boys that are about to face an uncertain future. And so I got little Caden here on the right, who's 9 years old, and Damon, who's 8 in the middle. And my job is to make sure that I create wealth to where I can provide for these guys in the future and protect them. Now, I don't know about you here, but you probably have some people in your life that you care about and people that depend on you. And so my question for you is, what are you doing today? What risk are you taking that's going to give you a return in the future so you can provide for the ones that depend on you? How can you protect them in an uncertain world unless you have wealth, unless you own Bitcoin, unless you have digital assets? And let me tell you, 10 years from now, they're not going to want to hear your excuses that you were too busy or you couldn't afford it or you were confused. History has shown us that action is rewarded, and that's what we're doing right now. Folks, this is Michael Saylor. He thinks Bitcoin is the apex property of the human race. He currently owns $75 billion of Bitcoin. He's buying another 40 billion as we speak. He thinks each coin is going to $13 million, and he believes that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. Michael's been on the show twice, and when people ask me how they can learn more about crypto, I always tell them one thing: listen to the OGs in this space. Stay off the news websites, stay off of Twitter and all that nonsense. Talk to somebody who's got tens of billions of dollars of assets in it. And this is what Michael told me.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than $4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it, I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff and nobody can take it away from them.
All right, we're liking Michael, right? Love listening to him, and he always shows us that we're on the right path here. Again, he really was an OG in the space, and now there's tons of people building these Bitcoin treasury companies trying to follow in his footsteps. Some are more successful than others. Folks, takeaways from Michael is number one, crypto is encrypted energy. It's like walking around with a pocket full of energy. No government can debase it, no corporation can steal it, because crypto actually transcends money. Folks, if it wasn't obvious, 2025 is the year of crypto. And quite frankly, you've missed most of it without taking enough action. And we believe that time is of the essence. Every single day you're not invested in this market is a day you've missed to create wealth for you and your family and the people that you care about. The time to take action is now. The good news is it's not too late. I think it will be in a matter of weeks, but it's not too late now. So where and how do we invest? Well, first you have to find the hottest trend, and I'll share with you our investment thesis shortly. But there's one thing you need that you're never going to be able to find on your own, never in a million years, and that is deal flow. To get the right deals, the ones that we see that make us 32x and 22x and 14x and all of these, you have to have the top 1% of the top 1% of deals. And there's only one way to find those, and that is through old school relationships. Now, here's some pictures of me many, many years ago, my first trip to Dubai. On the left, you can see me hanging out with the influencers like Carl and Chris, hanging out with members of government, people in venture capital, and of course, all the biggest influencers. This is in Dubai. From there, I was off to Paris, where I sat down with an exclusive dinner with some of the biggest VCs on the planet and some of the hottest companies out there. Of course, I'm doing media, shooting documentary films, more influencers, more VCs, and then I'm back to London. I had to sit down and do an in-studio interview with Yatsu of Animoca Brands. And then I dropped by the Token 2049 conference, more influencers, more VCs, and then it's off to Austin, Texas. Here I am at the Consensus Conference, hanging out with big stars like William Shatner of Star Trek, my friend Alex Jones, more influencers, more VCs, and in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see a meeting of our investment club members. And there you can see we're all having a good time. Everyone always says, Brian, why are you guys laughing so much and hooping it up? Well, we're making a lot of money. And so it's easy to get excited. We're also making lifelong friends. We're changing the world forever. And we're involved in the coolest industry on the planet. I mean, come on, what's not to like? From there, I'm off to Singapore. And here I am hanging out with big influencers, doing a lot of media, and of course, changing the color of my suit every day. I got white suits, I got orange suits, I got red suits, I got pinstripe suits. I mean, what am I doing? I'll be back there in about 10 days. I got a brand new suit I'm bringing with me. And the truth is that these suits get the attention that sometimes get the deals that make us millions of dollars. Just don't tell my tailor because he's going to want to cut. From here, I was off to Toronto for the Consensus Conference. Again, more influencers, more VCs. And you can see in the bottom right, our second annual meeting of the Investment Club. And here I was with about 35 of our 150 members. And you can see we get a little crazy. Of course, from there, I always make it back to Dubai, where I'm on stage interviewing people and hanging out with OGs like CZ here of Binance. Folks, this is how we find the deals that change your life forever. Now, how do you do this, folks? How do you win in this space? You have to invest with the best. And what do you see here? This is a snapshot on the number of good deals we're going to look at every single week. We're going to choose 2, 3, or 4 to come on the video calls and probably change your life forever. But there's something else you need. You've got to understand the financial tools. And I would say that most people on this call have no idea what I'm talking about, right? But of course, first you have to understand the right thesis. We believe early stage Web3 metaverse and artificial intelligence investments represent the hottest opportunities on the planet. Why? Well, number one, you buy at super low valuations. I'll give you an example of that shortly. Pennies on the dollar. Number two, you see the biggest gains possible. Number three, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is even higher. And what am I talking about? Pre-sale tokens. This is the IPO of blockchains, right? This is about buying tokens before they even exist. And then when millions of people get access to them, watching the price go up and up and up. Now, a lot of you have heard of Solana. And if you look at this red circle here, you can see that on April 5th, 2018, the Solana token was generated at a measly, in the blue circle here, 4 pennies each. This would blow most people away. By the way, this is public information. It's on the blockchain, but it's very hard to find, actually. Now, what happens? Well, you know what happened. Solana is now easily over $200, maybe up to $250 by now. Meaning if you had only put $1,000 in that pre-sale token, you'd be worth almost $6 million today, that one deal. That is a massive, massive amount of money for a very tiny amount of money invested. And this is what we're doing behind the scenes, folks. Now, $6 million, I mean, that can change your life. And for me, money equals freedom. For me, the money means that I can make choices that allow me to live a life that I choose. Now, how many people here want more freedom in their life? Anybody here? Probably Frank and Darren, everybody here. I do too. And more money gives me more freedom. I remember one of my mentors, Martini, Dan Pena, looked at me when he was in my studio in his 3-piece suit before I owned one. And he said, Brian, I have more money than you, which means I have more choices than you. And I thought to myself, man, I really don't like this guy. But he had a point. He had a point, right? He had more choices. He had more freedom. And that's what I'm trying to do for every single member of my investment club. I want to give them more choices, more freedom. And we do that with money. All right. And that's why I think it's really important. Now, did anybody here buy Solana for 4 pennies each? Just raise your hand. I want to deconstruct this. Not a single person here. Why? Why is that? Let's think about that. Well, it's because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have access to a pipeline of deals where you could go ahead and put in tiny amounts of money and get massive, massive returns. I bet everybody here would have loved to get a text message from me on the morning of April 5th saying, hey, Frank, hey, Darren, hey, Carla, how would you like to invest in this deal? At least to have the option would have been amazing. And that's what this is all about. It's all about getting that option. And just to show you, this isn't a hypothetical question. What I do every day is in our investment club group inside of Telegram, I post a deal every single day. Here's our Telegram group. And at the very top of it, there's a link actually to Crypto Nights. And you can go there and click the link. And within 30 seconds, you can make that investment that could change your life forever. I post every single day in there. Imagine get a text from me every single day with a new deal that could change your life forever. And it reminds me of one of my favorite movies called Wall Street, where Gordon Gekko said the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Folks, my job is to get you that one little piece of information that can create you millions of dollars and hopefully change your life forever. So how do you create that generational wealth? You have to pull the trigger. And I'd say most people on this call are too scared to pull the trigger, right? You're too hesitant. You're too resistant to try something new. And so what do? You repeat the same old behavior and you get the same results. And it reminds me of a video that same mentor used to play for me and a group of us, trying to illustrate the fact that we were too scared to try new things. Even though we knew it was in our interest to go into the risk, even though we knew it was our interest to try new things, we would usually not do those things, even when we knew that could create us lots of money, lots of opportunities, and change our life forever. And he used to play this video saying, this is what you guys do. You're this line on the ground and you see these amazing opportunities walk by. You could jump out and grab any one of these deals and take it home and feed your entire family probably for a week. You're there, you're ready, you're hungry, you're capable, and you watch another one go by, another one go by, another one go by, another one go by. And then somebody comes in and says, to heck with this. I'm just going to take a big bite. And of course, you run away. It's that simple, folks. Your financial future is that simple. You're literally one bite away from creating this, and yet you're too paralyzed to do it. And folks, I know I've been there. One of my biggest problems in the past was I didn't take enough risk. And again, that same mentor used to make fun of me. He'd say, Brian, you're an engineer, and that's why you don't take risk. He said, stop overthinking it. He used to say, research is procrastination in disguise. And I think he's right. Sometimes you just got to pull that damn trigger and get involved. And when you do, magic happens. This is what happens when you pull the trigger and get involved. And every single one of these deals was done by the 150 members of my investment club. And that's why they're making millions and tens of millions and soon to be making hundreds of millions of dollars. You are one decision away from changing your life forever. Unfortunately, most of you will never make that decision. No matter how bad your life becomes, no matter how poor or desperate you become, you're too scared to get over that line. And what I like to do is just keep people the push that they need to change their life forever. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. Folks, I wouldn't be able to do that we had this platform. This is the platform that gives you opportunities of your life. And it all comes down to what I call my quadruple threat. Number one is production, right? We bring the CEO to London. They sit down in my leather chair. They get a 2-hour, 6-camera, high-definition piece of media. It's the best thing they've ever created in their life. Number two, I distribute that media to over 5 million people worldwide. Incredible. Number three, I connect them with the Yatsus and the Dan Tapieros of the world. And number four, I write them a $200,000 check. I'm telling you, there's not a single CEO that can say no to this, which is how we attract the best deals on the planet and give you access to those deals for as little as $5,000 each. Folks, there's one last piece here, and that's how you learn to invest. And this is the one that nobody wants to tell you about. You've got to surround yourself with the best people. And most of you are hanging out with a peer group that's probably 10 years old, that you haven't changed in a while. It's probably filled with a toxic family member, with an old friend from high school that still acts like they're in high school, and people that don't share your dreams. Now, a lot of you have heard this quote, you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. How many people agree with that? I think we know it's true, right? And who are you hanging out with? Are these friends going nowhere, and these toxic family members and these people who doubt your crypto dreams, are they really helping you get to the next level, or are they subconsciously holding you back? And it made me look at my life and the first 10 years of my life. And somehow I stumbled into a brand new peer group every few years. Now here's Brian on the left, 16 years old, making $6 an hour in San Diego. And I'd still be there today making $6 an hour unless I had changed up my game. Now I used my grades in high school and I went to MIT here on the top, flew all the way across America with a whole new group of people, a bunch of smart kids that were kicking my butt at school. Now, 4 years later, I graduated. And here I was in a brand new peer group, but I was still broke. And I knew I needed to get around wealthy people. So I moved to New York City and I started a job on Wall Street. Here I am on the right, Bankers Trust Plaza, 33rd floor, surrounded by 300 alpha males and females, all making between $9 and $12 million a year. It was cutthroat. It was mean. It was nasty. It was very exciting as well. And they taught me how to make a lot of money. 3-4 years later, I was making millions. Folks, this is about getting around a new group of people that are going to push you to be the best version of yourself. Now, let me ask everybody here a question here. What if you went to your friends after this call and said, guess what? I'm going to make $10 million in crypto with Brian Rose of London Real. What would your friends and family say? Would they laugh at you a little bit? They probably would, right? Would they believe you were going to do it? Probably not, right? They probably would doubt you. And that's the problem. If you're not hanging out with the right group of people, you're not going to make the moves that are going to change you as a person. And that's why I created the investment club. So you could hang out with people like Marianne Bartels. Now, Marianne is one of our founding members. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. This is your new peer group, Frank, if you choose it. And the reason I say this is because when you tell Marianne you want to make $10 million in crypto this year, she's not going to look at you funny. Matter of fact, she will look at you funny. And she'll say, $10 million, is that it? Aren't we here to do something in this world? Let's make 100 million in crypto. Let's make $1 billion over 10 years. For Marianne, your dreams of 10 million are tiny. They're chicken feed. They're chump change. She makes her clients lots and lots of money, and she believes that you are capable of doing the same. Now, who here wants to hang out with someone like Marianne in your life to take you to the next level? You've got to get rid of the people in your life right now if you want to become a new person. And that's the harsh truth that no one is willing to teach you, but that is what's going to happen. This is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys, one of the founding members of my club. This is your new peer group. Tigran will push you to be the best. When you hang out with him, he's not talking about the score on the ball game. He's not talking about the Netflix series he watched 10 hours of over the weekend. He's talking about the next billion-dollar idea. This is Andrew Haynes, our technical expert. He'll get on a call with you and explain any blockchain, any Web3 game, any protocol you need. Here he is, graduating from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. This is your new peer group. This is Dr. Encore. 4 years ago, he was in medicine. He took my Crypto and DeFi Academy, graduated, took our Kings of DeFi course, graduated, was the founding member of the investment club. We hired him a year ago to source deals for us. Now he's one of the best in the business. This is your new peer group. And I got 146 more of these people, high level, high performance people that'll push you to be the best. Or you can hang out with your current friends and family. Are any of them billionaires? Are any of them doing a TED Talk this year? Are any of them going to start, a company and do 10 million in revenue this year? Probably not. So why do you expect your life to change? Get in the right room is what I would say. And this is our family, folks. Here's some snapshots I took behind the scenes of all the members of our investment club. When you get us together, we have incredible energy because we're changing the world and making a boatload of money in the process. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that statement? Then you've got to get in the right room. Most people won't pay $1 to get around the right people. You'll spend money on fashion and houses and cars, but you won't spend money on a network. Why not? If you really want to be wealthy, get around wealthy people. I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. We teach people how to fish. Every Monday, every Thursday, we're going to make you better at what you do. And that's why we created the investment club. Because back in 21, we did our first pre-sale token deal, invested in a company called Cross the Ages, one of the hottest gaming companies in blockchain. And I'll be honest, it really freaked me out. I had a stranger on a Zoom call, and 20 minutes later, he said, send $100,000 in stable coins to this wallet. And I thought, what are you, crazy? My legal has to take a look at this. I don't even know who you are. And he said, Brian, you got 20 minutes or you're going to lose the deal. And here I was, Mr. Hotshot, MIT Sloan graduate, Mr. Big Time Banker, 15 years. And yet these crypto kids were really freaking me out because I thought they're a bunch of cowboys. This is crazy. This is a great way that all of my London Real members could lose all of their money if they try to play with this. But at the same time, if done right, they could make more money than they ever dreamed of. And so we were really in this conundrum. What do we do? And we decided to go into the fear. And we thought, we're going to take a small group of our family and bring them through this process and make them insanely rich and start changing the world that way as well. And that's what we did. We created the investment club. It's an application-only program. We open up 10 spaces a quarter and they're always gone. We are massively oversubscribed. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? It's become a lifetime program. People are going to be with us for 10, 20, 30 years. You get weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. You get a private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow. And if you don't know crypto, you never bought a Bitcoin in your life, no problem. We'll give you a full year of our Kings of DeFi product for free. Next live call, Thursday, 7 p.m. Show up there. Watch what we do. It's incredible. We teach this remote to people in about 40 different countries. And here's our syllabus. Module 1, what is a crypto pre-sale token? I give you a link to that in the beginning of the call. You can go watch that and read it. Module 2, what is a SAFT? How many people know what a SAFT is here? Not a single hand up. Look, this is on you. If you're not willing to educate yourself, then you deserve to stay in a cycle of poverty, in my opinion. But if you are willing to take a step, if you want to learn from people like me, I'm going to teach you about SAFT. SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. It's the legal documents we sign that are going to make us absolutely wealthy in the future. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how to conduct pre-sale due diligence on all of these companies in a matter of minutes. Module 4 is how to generate new deal flow. I'm going to show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, and how you can use QR codes scanned on your mobile phones and get the deals back to the group in record time. Module 5, how do we nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar agreements and protocols? And module 6, what do you do with all the cash? You're going to have so much money, you're not even going to know what the hell to do with it. I recommend you spend some of it, save some of it, and put the rest back in these deals. Create the wealth for your grandkids. I was thinking about that yesterday, Martine. Folks, this is our Telegram group. This is our Discord group, and here are the details. As I mentioned, we're oversubscribed. Martini is the busiest person I know. She's constantly fielding calls from people all over the world that want to join now. We're seeing a tremendous interest from the Middle East and from North America. With all of this Trump legislation, now all the Americans want to join because they see how much money they can make. The investment in the peer group, in the mentorship, in the education, and the deal flow for the rest of your life is $50,000. And that gets you the hottest deals on the planet. Now, look, I understand that's a significant amount of money. I used to make $6 an hour. I get it. But that same amount could get you unlimited financial returns. What if it made you $50 million? Probably the best investment you've ever made in your life. And of course, your chance to take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history ending in the next few months. And of course, those 2 deals I showed you in the beginning, those special investment opportunities, they're ending right now, and you have to move fast if you want to get in on them. By the way, this was the deal last quarter that you missed. This is a SAFT agreement, by the way. Don't let it intimidate you. And that deal was up 466% in one day. Now, why do I show you this deal? Well, my point is this. If you had stopped with the excuses and the procrastination, and I got to check with my husband and my wife, and maybe next month or maybe next year when I sell my house, and all of the chatter from your brain that doesn't want you to change. And if you had just put 10K on this deal, you would have paid for the club for the rest of your life. Imagine hanging out with the billionaire founders. Imagine being on a call with Dan Tapiero. Imagine meeting Yat Su live at a conference. Don't you think that would probably be better than your current peer group? Don't you think those people might make you a little wealthier? Yeah, they would. And yet you came up with another excuse not to change your life. You're like the lion watching all these opportunities go by. When are you just going to take a big bite? Just take a bite. And here's the secret. No one's going to give this to you. You're going to have to go take it. That's the other thing they don't teach you out there. And you've seen our track record, folks. Shrapnel, 20x in 20 days, $5 million profit. Mochaverse up 20x. Skillful AI, $4 million profit. And OneRT up 4x. And of course, our meme coin up 14x and Story Protocol up 32x. $1.6 million. 3 of our members are walking away on one deal. What are you doing right now? What are you doing? Folks, this is my pledge to my club. I'm going to create $10 billion in the next 10 years. And at this rate, it's going to happen in 5 years. And I can't wait. I can't wait to make these people absolutely rich, just filthy rich. Folks, we got so many amazing people in our club. They all have real names and real stories. And they've all made a video talking about how this is the greatest decision that they made. And you can go watch those videos at londonreal.tv/club. Go watch them right now. This is Carol. She says every member is both a learner and an investor. This is Joe. He says the window of opportunity is closing quite quickly and you know he's right. You're about to miss it. This is Jerry. He's just honored to be part of the club. He just loves being there. This is Dr. Yvette. She's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. I mean, what's your excuse? Everybody tells me they're busy. This woman's done 14 deals, right? It's in your mind. Your mind is telling you you're busy so you can watch all those deals go by like the lion. This is Jens. He says, how can you afford not to join us? You're going to look back on this in 6 months and you're going to see everything you missed and you're going to kick yourself. This is Petya. She couldn't afford the course. You know what she did? She joined anyways. She forced herself to go find the money and she found it. And then she did 76 deals, $5,000 minimum on the back of it. Do the math. By joining the club, she actually empowered herself into wealth. Now that's what I talk when I talk about going into the fear. She deserves to make millions and tens of millions of dollars. Do you? Right? What did Gandhi once say, Martini? Action expresses priorities. What action are you going to take? Are you going to watch another one go by? Another one go by. Folks, this is Chris. He says the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. Now, a lot of you know Chris invests alongside of his 14-year-old son. His son walks over, slaps $1,000 on the table and says, Dad, I want in on that bit layer. And so Dad puts in the balance of $4,000 and away they go. We have sons and fathers. We have mothers and daughters. We have husbands and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends. We think this is a family affair. And this is what Chris said.
what the London Real Investment Club actually does for you. It gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week, and for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
All right, there's Chris. Amazing energy, amazing vibes. And the truth is, everybody in that club just is full of positive energy because they want you to win. They want you to create massive amounts of wealth and change your life forever. Okay. Folks, it only takes one. Look at that Story Protocol deal. That one deal would change your life forever. Probably change your children's lives forever. Do you have one of these deals? If not, get one. Get 5 before the bull market. 10 is even better. Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. Most of it is almost gone, and you're going to miss the rest unless you take action. You can learn early stage investing now. What I teach you, you can use the rest of your life. Remember that liquid tokens and equity, what you can buy right now on an exchange, they already have limited gains because someone like me has already taken out 50x. You have to go further upstream. You have to go early stage if you want these big wins. And of course, this is your chance to learn from active elite investors for only $50,000. I know guys like Dan Tapiero. If you asked him to teach you how to invest, if you asked him for access to all of his deals for a lousy 50K, he would laugh and throw you out of his office. He wouldn't do it for 500K. These people are too busy. What you get here is really an incredible value. And of course, it's a significant investment, definitely. But that's what you have to do if you want to make unlimited financial returns. And of course, now, thanks to Martini, we have a payment plan. $10,000 a month for 6 months gets you in. What does that mean? Well, if you join and pay $10,000, you're in the club. You can invest in deals. Say you take 5K and you throw it into Crypto Nights, 5K to Synergetics. You got tokens next month, and boom, you're getting returns, you're making money, and you're right on the track. This is not going to be possible 6 months from now. It was not possible 6 months ago. It only is happening now. So you've got to take advantage of that. And of course, we give you the best deal flow in the world. Folks, remember what Warren Buffett said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. He's talking about you spending money to get in the right peer group, and yet most of you will never do that. You'll spend money on all sorts of other stupid things, but you won't spend it to get around high-performance people, even though that's the best chance you have to become one of them. There's only one way to join us, and that's book a call with Martini. She's put the links here in the chat, or just click on one of these links or type it in and message her. She's spoken to thousands of people, and I guarantee you, if you get on a call with her, she'll figure out, and you guys will figure out if this is the right opportunity for you. But of course, if you do book a call with her, please make sure, don't waste her time. All right. She's very busy, and she only wants to talk to people that are serious about joining the club now. And of course, you can right now join our crypto and DeFi course. It's 4 weeks, and it's starting very, very soon. We've discounted it extremely. 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's invitation only. It's going to give you 8 hours of live calls with me, access to our online e-learning platform with all my videos and workbooks. You got a triple tiered accountability system, so you have to show up. You got dedicated coaches and team leaders and a private group for posting assignments. It's an amazing course. Thousands have graduated. It'll change your life. And of course, you're pre-approved to join right now on this live call at londonreal.tv/buy. Don't overthink it. Type this in, pull out the plastic, join. It'll be the best decision you ever make. Folks, what is your why? What is your life all about? Ultimately, I think it's about family and taking care of the people that are around you, right? This is what's ultimately going to matter. And so when a few years from now, or 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, these people come to you and say, well, what do we have? You know, where's our wealth? Where's our income? Where's our Bitcoin? And you say, well, we don't have any. We're waiting for the government to give us a check. There's no jobs because AI took them all. All of our money is being censored right now. And they say, but Papa and Mama, why don't you have Bitcoin like everybody else? How come you didn't do something about this earlier? Well, I hope you don't give some excuse. For me, when I look at a picture like this, whenever I'm tired or having a tough day, I always realize why I'm doing this. And I realize my job is to take risk. If I don't take risk, I will not be rewarded. If I'm not rewarded, I can't take care of the people that depend on me. My job is to provide and to protect, and I'm doing that through investing heavily in the digital asset ecosystem. So are 150 London Realers around the world, and we're doing it together, and we're changing our lives and the ones of the people that depend on us. Folks, this is the video I promised you. Go to londonreal.tv/bonus, and you can get this free video. It's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens. Enjoy it. And of course, if you want to join us on one of our live calls, Monday or Thursday, 7 p.m. UK time, you can go to londonreal.tv/club call, or better yet, message Martini now and she'll get you an invite. It's really an amazing time. The calls are amazing. The one last night was off the charts, right, Martini? We're definitely going to invest in that company. The CEO was incredible. So definitely come and you'll see why what we're doing is so special. Folks, I'd love to answer your questions, and I really appreciate everybody being here. I also can see that we have Martini on the line, which is really a rare and beautiful thing. Martini, I'd love to get your thoughts, and maybe you can tell how people can contact you.
Yes, definitely a great call today, Brian, and it's good to see all the amazing faces here. And for those of you who are watching the live stream right now, hopefully each and all of you were able to pick up some of the gems that Brian dropped today, and also just the gems that you are able to implement into your everyday life and things to consider for sure. Now, it's really, really interesting, Brian. You typically do end this call with asking people about their why. And, you know, sometimes I feel that a lot of people get into the hustle and bustle of life, you know, going to work every day, raising their families, taking care of the everyday things. And sometimes the why kind of just slips through the cracks. And slowly but surely, I find that a lot of people wind up living quiet lives of desperations because they are not connected to their why. You know, and even this morning, I had a very important call and with a mentor of mine who actually asked me this question of like, what is my why? What is my intention? What am I actually here to do? And it got me to really thinking that each and all of us here are meant to do something with this one precious life that we are living. Each and all of us are meant to leave something behind, leave a legacy behind, but be able to be in a position to provide something better for somebody that's coming after us, right? And so I would really just want to connect with everybody here and really just be in the space of asking yourself, number one, what is my why? What is my intention? What is my reason for being? And who am I responsible for creating a better life for? Not just for ourselves, because that's always fabulous, but at the same time, part of love. One of the major parts of love is giving. One of the major parts of love is really investing in those that you love. Part of love is really just providing better things, better lifestyle, better opportunities for others that are, you know, coming behind you. So just reconnect with that. So if you are wanting to invest in a greater future, we want to support you in that. So the very first link is for you to check out the Investment Club page, and that's going to give you a rundown detail of what the Investment Club is all about, what we stand for, where we see ourselves going for the next 10 years together as a community. And you'll also get to see the caliber of companies that we've invested in so far. When you are ready to go ahead and schedule a call with me and you're ready to pull the trigger and join us now and start investing alongside us now, the next link is to go ahead and schedule a call with me. But as Brian says, I only want to talk to people who are serious. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. And of course, the last link there is for you to experience us in real time. So I know that Brian does an amazing job of explaining what the Investment Club is. You can definitely sense his passion. But once again, we want you to experience us in real time. So the last link there is for you to join us on one of our live Investment Club calls that we host every Monday and every Thursday, where you'll see live CEOs pitching their companies to us. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions, and then you'll get to see our amazing community, how we have over 150 members from all over the world, different walks of life, different income levels, and really just different perspectives when it comes to investing in these deals. So there's the last link there. So once again, everybody who's on the line and also watching the live stream, the question that I want to leave each and all of you with is, what is your why? What is your reason for being? And what are you willing to do to step out, invest in it, and live it? All right, guys, we hope to see you on the inside soon. And back to you, Brian.
All right, amazing stuff. Give it up for Martini. Always wise words. And again, she's spoken to thousands of people about this. She's extremely well qualified to talk about your situation and just find out something that works for you. Look, it's a really powerful thought here, and we're going into some really uncertain times over the next 5 years. I think everyone's scared, and I think they should be scared. And I think if you're expecting your government to take care of you, or your corporation to take care of you, or your current level of financial education to take care of you, you're failing on all three of these points. Saving your money and putting it in a bank is the worst decision you can make. Trying to put your money into these mutual funds and pension funds is the worst decision you can make. This is a new era, and now you've got to use a new practice, and that's clearly digital assets. All the smartest people in the world are putting their money into Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto assets. You need to know how to do this at a really high level and a really intelligent way, and that's what we're going to show you. We got an incredible track record, and you're joining us right at the peak of where we are, and we're about to go even higher. And so this is the perfect time to join, but waiting on this is the biggest mistake you can make. And so find a way, join us, book that call with Martini, and I can't wait to see you all on the inside. All right, so we'll see you on our next live call. Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate your time, and have a good one. Bye, everybody. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered conscious and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission?
Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics.
I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways.
I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals.
Just go in, bam, 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 bam.
This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals.
Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time.
I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business.
No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking.
If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.